Hello art students, this is Mr. Chacon, and I've created this short keynote presentation to introduce you all to some new terms we will be using in our art class. These terms will help you to explain how a work of art was created. You will want to use these new terms when you critique or discuss what you see to your art teachers and anyone else with an art background. So let's get started. Before I introduce the principles of organization, or principles of design as they are also known, let me review the elements of art with you to avoid any confusion. Remember, the elements of art are what you create with visually. They are lines, shapes and forms, values, colors, and textures. If you need to review them, you can find them in your first quarter workbook. So let's take a look at them and see if you can identify them. Now, this first image, the main element of art is line. And in this string art assignment, the element that stands out is shape or form. And in this piece of work, we have lots of value. And in this watercolor, the element of art that stands out is color. And finally, the element of art that really stands out in this one is texture. Okay, let's get started with the principles of organization. First, let me break down what the label means. A principle is a rule or the basis of something, such as I eat my veggies before dessert or I don't date people I work with. Organization comes from the word organize, which can be defined as a collection or a way to arrange a group of items like socks in one drawer and t-shirts in another. So, the principles of organization are how an artist arranges the elements of art. Simple enough, so let's learn the meaning of the 9 principles and look at some examples. We'll start off with balance. Now, there's 3 types of balance, so let's have a look. This balance is called symmetrical balance because it is where objects appear equal in all directions. And this type of balance is called asymmetrical balance. It is where all sides are not equal. And here we have radial balance. It's where objects are arranged around a central area. Let's move on to proportion. Proportion is how one size relates to another. Now, the word proportion comes from the word portion, which is an amount or size such as small or supersize. Proportion can add interest and tension to a work of art. Look at the next few slides and see if you can see how the artist uses proportion in their work. Okay, variety. Variety is an artwork is differences in size, color, lines, values, and textures. As you can see, this work of art has lots of variety. Let's take a look at another example. The next 3 principles of organization are pattern, which is the repeating of an element of art, repetition, works with pattern to create action, and rhythm is the placement of pattern and repetition to create movement. Let's have a look at some example. And one more. Now this one creates lots of movement, which brings us to another principle of organization, movement. It is the path your eye takes when looking at a work of art. See if you can see movement. The way your eye travels. It would be vertically on this image and again on this one. Now, let's move on to emphasis. Emphasis is the area your eye is led to by the artist's use of contrast. It is also called the focal point. This is one of my favorite principles because here is where I want to control where the viewer's eyes end up. Movement and rhythm help me with emphasis. Look at this painting I created. I wanted the emphasis to be the white paint I dripped to look like an abstract figure. I did this by using a wide white expressive line, and a green color found nowhere else on the composition. Emphasis is the area you want the viewer to pay attention to. Try to figure out the emphasis on the next image. Unity. Unity is how the work's elements are all brought together with a common factor. Let's have a look. I hope you have learned the principles of organization. The more you use the terms, the easier it will be for you to express to someone why you like or dislike a work of art. These principles will also help you to create more interesting works of your own. Please review the terms so that in the future you can select the correct answer on a multiple choice quiz and identify them verbally in a work of art when talking to me about it. Thank you.